Hey guys, it's Lady Reynasaru here, and welcome to day 28 of our 30-day video game challenge. So, 2 days left. 2 days left on our countdown, and I hope you guys have been enjoying this challenge so far. For those of you who have started from day 1 and have been following along or catching up or whatever, I hope you guys have been enjoying it and everything, and I've been having fun. I've been really having fun with it as well. It's like, not only it's like being able to talk about some of like my favorite things as well, because I always love, well, for me, I love talking. I like to I like to talk, so I always like to talk about like things I love and why I love it, and I love hearing what other people love as well, so we can spread the love to everywhere. So, and that's basically what I been enjoying most about this challenge, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it just as much as I have. So I'm still reading all your comments. I try to respond to a few of them as possible, but I've kept it open to you guys just so I can just see like what you guys come up with, because like from what the games you guys have posted and recommended, I can't wait to kind of get my hands on some of them and see how things go. So, moving right along. So, day 28 for our challenge for today is favorite game developer. And again, this was another question that was very hard, because to me, I just play games as is. I don't really follow I really don't follow a specific I usually don't follow a specific developer unless they make like a specific series that I like. I more or less follow game series rather than developers. Like, great example, like I love the Resident Evil series, but I don't follow what Capcom, like the developers Capcom do. Or would it be developers, or would it be I'm going to put it as I'm going to just put it in as Capcom, because to tell you the truth, like I said, I don't pay attention to specific developers. So it's very difficult. So this is kind of difficult for me, because then it's like I look at all the games that I have and I'm like, well, I have a lot of games from this developer, but to tell you the truth, I don't find the developer my favorite. I find the games. It's like I find the games that I buy my favorite. Like I said, I have all the Resident Evil games. That doesn't mean that Capcom is my favorite developer. It's because I love Resident Evil. But anyways, aside from that, the Resident Evil series, but besides from that, so I decided to go with multiple games that I've played from one developer, and primarily series that I have enjoyed a lot. Like every game that well, then again, I would say like, oh yeah, Capcom. But to tell you the truth, like I've played other series by Capcom, and yes, I do enjoy them. But again, I don't find them my favorite. Again, this is so difficult because I don't go by the value of the developer. I go by what the game, the game. So, anyways, so I do have to say though that at first, I tried my hand. So at first, so I'm just gonna say my developer, and then talk about it, as I've been doing for the past 28 days. So, my pick for today's challenge, because after much boggling and beating my head over, I just being like, I don't know. I went with Atlas, for the Persona series. Primarily, I know them for the Persona series, Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 4 Arena, considering that is the only games of Atlas that I've played. And even though, like, compared to other games from other developers, the reason I like Atlas is because the games that they have. Like, again, just as comparison, or the best comparison I can possibly explain. But it's like, if you look at the Resident Evil series, you kind of see what every person can like about it, whether they're old fans of Resident Evil, whether they're new friends fans, whether they're new fans. The Resident Evil series kind of targets the majority rather than a specific group, and that's what Atlus kind of does. Atlus targets a specific group, people who love the JRPGs, and especially a lot of games that are developed in Japan and then brought over to them, and they're one of the people that have taken games from Japan and have brought it to America so that we can experience these amazing games that exist instead of hearing about the latest Resident Evil game. Actually recently, I've been working on a project for my room, and I found a lot of my old magazines like Game Informer, EGM, and all this stuff. I used to be subscribed to them a long time ago. I had issues from 2007, and there was a review, for Persona 3, and there was a little ad for Persona 4 in the later issues. And I'm like, wait, what? There was a review for Persona, the original Persona 3 and then Persona 3 FES. And I couldn't believe it. That was the only, in the entire magazine, there was not a single ad for Persona. I had magazines dated before the review of Persona 3, the original Persona 3. So I flipped through all those, and there was no big ad for Persona, big ads for Persona 3, or any Persona period, or Shin Megami Tensei at all. So, unless you read the reviews, you wouldn't even know, for magazines per se, it's the only way you would have been able to hear about the Persona games is the reviews, and when you see the reviews, 90% of the time the game would be out by then, by the time the review comes out. So I looked at it and I'm like, wow, the Persona has this itty bitty section, and I already went through 5 ads in the same magazine. I already went through 5 ads for this big name game from this big company, and tell you the truth, I don't care about them. I care more about the little ad of Persona 3 than I do the 5 2-page spread ads of, I can't even remember what game it was, but that's all I saw. And so I think that's why that kind of made me decide to go with Atlus in the first place, because again, I haven't played a lot of games from Atlus, but I know for a fact that these games wouldn't be here in America without Atlus's help. These amazing games, these amazing experiences, without Atlus being adamant about taking the Persona series, which is very highly Japanese, very Japanese style, and bringing it to America, knowing that there is a following for it, but it's not as huge as trying to target everybody, trying to target the majority of the population. Instead of trying to please the population, we're given things that we can experience from other places. That's basically how I'm trying to explain why I picked Atlus. And as I said, out of the 3 games that I played, I have not been disappointed in my experiences with anything. Arena was something completely different, but to tell you the truth, the story I felt was strong enough where it's I very much enjoyed, very, very, very much enjoyed the story of Arena. Once I played through all the chapters and everything wrapped up, I'm for that one, I was I like this. I really like this game. Don't quite like the gameplay. I'd rather stick to my JRPG style, but it was definitely a great story mashup. And of course, I still have to get my hands on Arena 2 Arena Ultimax something or other suplex bullshit. I don't even know. That title is dumb. I love you, Atlas, but that title is dumb. It was probably like some name in like Japanese, some name in Japanese, and then they just made it even more awkward in English. I don't know, but either way, but even then, it's like a title like that. It's like they're not afraid to hold things back. They're like, okay, this game did really well in Japan. We're gonna bring it to America, or like this series. It's like this series, we're probably not gonna get a lot of people to follow this series. Let's bring it to America. It's like, let's bring it to America. Let's bring it to the world so that everybody can experience it. And that's what I like. Whether that was their goal and whether that was their original intention or not, I don't know. But to tell you the truth, I love it, and the fact that we have these games in the first place. And I know, and I guess like people can argue, and the fact is like Resident Evil originated in Japan as well as the Biohazard series. But again, I feel like Resident Evil has Capcom has been established in Japan and because of its popularity when it was in Japan to America, it established itself in America already. So like whatever we get from Capcom in Japan, we're definitely gonna get in America, unless it's like some sort of specialized edition or something that America's like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Or I'm saying America, and the fact is like, well, I live in America, so it could be the same situation from around the world, but I'm going off of what my experience is by living in America. So that's what I love. I don't know why I picked it's like I've talked more about Capcom and Atlas. So as I mentioned, like I have the Resident Evil series, I have the Devil May Cry series. I love all those series, but I'm not a big fan of I'm just not a big fan of Capcom. And I'm just not a big fan of Capcom. Instead, I'd rather play Persona with Atlas. I want to get into the other series, like the Devil Survivor, the Devil Trigger. Again, probably a Devil May Cry thing. Oh, there's so much devil. There's like Soul Survivor or something. The other Shin Megami Tensei series, the original Persona games. Like, literally, I downloaded the emulators for the Persona 1, like the original Persona 1 and 2, and I'm definitely want to get my hands, definitely want to get into playing those at some point in my life. But, yes. And that is, so that is why I went with, Atlas. So, and also another, not a disclaimer, but saying, I'm not saying I hate Capcom in any way. I don't hate. There isn't a developer I really hate per se. I'm just saying that it's like I prefer Atlas over Capcom. Like if like two games came out and I saw the one from Atlas and I saw the one from Capcom. It's like I saw the one from Capcom. Most likely, whatever Atlas brings out is what's going to hold my attention better than what Capcom is going to come out with. Minus if it's like Resident Evil 7 or something. So, but other than that, yeah. So that is my pick for developers. I hope I was able to explain myself. I feel like I didn't explain myself very well. So, but hope you guys kind of got what I was saying. So guys, I turn the question to you. What is your favorite developer of all? I wouldn't say of all times. Just favorite game developer. Whether it's like, again, in my situation, just because you have so many games from one developer doesn't mean that doesn't make it your favorite. Like, what games do you like? What developer have you not been disappointed with? So far, Atlas, I haven't been disappointed in what they have given me. Whereas other developers, like, yeah, I've enjoyed their series, but it definitely hasn't lived up to certain expectations. We'll go with that. And also maybe the developer does something unique. I don't know. Well, whatever is your favorite for you guys. So comment below in this video, and I'll see you guys in day 29.